got about 9-10 knots of wind, and we're hoping to get down to the Lefkas Bridge in the next couple of hours. How are you doing?
Yep, doing okay. A bit of cloud now actually.
Which is great.
It's supposed to be rain tomorrow and the day after, so...
So why have we got the engine on?
Because we've lost the wind.
Unbelievable.
This has happened every afternoon actually, over the last, what, week? It's forecast 15 knots of wind, and then at 3 o'clock it's just gone woof and calmed down.
How does it go?
Woof, woof.
Yeah. Which is really disappointing because we like sailing, we don't like motoring. So engine's on, we've got another, let's have a little look at the chart. 8 miles to go, so we kind of hope the wind will pick back up. We'll see, before we get to the bridge.
So we just arrived in Lefkas? Lefkas, yeah, it's we're a bit early. Well, we missed the bridge by about 10 minutes, but we wanted to sail and we did, and that's how it ended up. So we've just dropped the anchor just outside the entrance to the bridge.
Good sail though, it was nice to be able to sail. We had the engine on for a little while.
Yeah, the wind died for about half an hour and we had nothing, and it picked back up again, so yeah, we sailed for a while.
So we're coming up to the bridge at Lefkas, which takes you through a channel, narrow channel. It's only about 2.5 to 3 miles the channel, and right at the end of that channel is our anchorage, so it's not too far to go. It's quite shallow water all around us, hence all the marker buoys. So the blue part is the bridge, and that's the part that swivels round. But there are still cars going under. Over, rather.
Right,
I'm looking
that's
at
it. Now it's time.
Yeah, there are, aren't there?
So we're through the bridge, we're just entering Lefkas, it's the Lefkas Marina, and this is where all the charter boats are and a lot of sailboats. Depths of around 4 to 6 metres I think, was the last time I looked. Right, there's a lot of boats in there.
Well, I don't know what the town's actually called, but we've stopped here on purpose. We've got a couple of things we've got to do. We have got to do some paperwork, so we've got to find some sort of office to print something for us. And we need some food, so we're going to get some shopping. And then we might set off again tomorrow. See how the weather holds. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing alright. We just hit 17 knots of wind, so we reefed down early and it was worth doing actually. The boats over to our right are well heeled over and
See if I can see them.
So we reefed down, but we've now got about 12 knots and we're doing 4.5. So we're going to leave it at that just in case the wind does pick up this afternoon, because it is supposed to. But at the moment, it's calm weather, 12 knots of wind, perfect sailing, absolutely beautiful.
So we left this morning. We were in the little bay called Oxio,
Yeah.
just at the start of the Gulf of Corinth, and we set off about 10:45 this morning. Not really expecting too much wind to be in the right direction, but actually we've done an hour's sailing and we've gone 5 nautical miles nearly. And it's been up to 18 when we came through the passage between that island over there and the mainland. But yeah, so far so good. So we're going through the Gulf of Corinth now. Put it on channel 13 as we're meant to. And so far so good. Did you sleep last night?
Not really, well, after about 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Why?
But we got, whatever you want to call it, katabatic or acceleration or whatever,
But it was a
we got
storm
some
as
high
well.
winds for about 3 hours, 4 hours.
There was a storm. Quite a bit of lightning, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Sky was very black around us. Yeah.
Yeah, so just hand steering to sort of pinch the wind a little bit to go in the right direction, but we weren't expecting any wind.
The opposite side of the canal.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's supposed to come round a bit later, so it should put us back on course.
Well, we're still sailing. We're on a different tack. The wind has changed direction completely. Wind's just picking back up again. It dropped down to about 5 knots. We were doing absolutely nothing. And it's quite shallow water to our port side, so we just have to be a little bit careful we don't get too close.
So we're just coming into Vasiliki, which is the anchorage just before the Rion Bridge, and yeah, it looks okay actually. It doesn't look on the map as though it's going to be too sheltered, but friends who we met on Neverly have been here a couple of nights and they've said that it was okay, so hopefully we should be alright overnight and don't get any wind whistling down the mountains. So have we had a good sail?
Well, it's been a bit disappointing, I have to say. We've spent 3 hours, 3.5 hours on the engine by the time we drop anchor, which is a bit disappointing. We did sail for the first few hours, which was nice, but it just died off completely. But we're here now, and yeah.
We're going to leave today. We are heading down to Tresonia, which is about another 20 odd mile. This anchorage has been great actually. To be fair, it's been pretty calm. During the afternoon it gets a bit swelly, but overnight it's been really good. The wind is supposed to pick up this afternoon to about 26 knots, 25, 26 knots. So we're hoping to get there and anchored before that all kicks in. So
we're about 3 miles away from the bridge. We've had our instruction of where to go. You can hear the radio in the background. And we should be on the southern side of the channel to cross under the bridge. So we're just heading over to the other side now. So we're just coming up to 1 mile outside the bridge, and we have to radio them once again just to be told when to go. So there are a couple of ferries just going back and forward.
From ship to the south channel, sir. 1 pillar to the right, 3 cars to the port. Stand by on channel 1 port and 3 miles of the bridge. Over.
copy that, thank you very much.
Thank you for cooperation. Have a beautiful day.
Are you checking that we'll fit under? Will we fit? Living well hope so. It could cause a bit of damage otherwise. Yeah. We're safe, we're out. Wow. So we're doing great speed. We were wing on wing for a little while and we've just changed sail position. Sea's a little bit rough in front of us, so we're expecting it to pick up a bit more wind-wise. What sort of wind have we got? 16 knots of wind, so it's not too bad at the moment. Quite comfortable so far, but I can imagine it's going to get a bit rolly and a bit lively.
We are surfing down the waves. We've been up to about 7 knots at the minute, going down a wave, so
Yeah, it's good.
shouldn't be too long before we're there. We're averaging about 5.5, 6 knots.
Good morning. We were in Trizonia last night. It was quite a windy night actually, so we didn't end up going ashore, which is a real shame. We wanted to go for a meal and meet up with some friends. But we've decided to set sail this morning. I don't know what time we left in the end. What, 19 miles to go today. We're going to a place called Itea, and we're probably going to stop in the marina for a night, mainly because it's pretty windy. We need to get some shopping, some water, maybe even some fuel, so we'll keep you informed as to what we're doing.
So we're in Ikea town now, and
Anywhere? Ikea.
Ikea. Ikea. So yeah, we're in Ikea town. We've moored up in the marina, which is, for the moment, okay, actually. Apparently, some people get away with not paying anything to be here, and other people have to pay anything between €5 and €10 a night. But there is water, of which we found a tap that was on. So apparently, again, sometimes you get charged for it and sometimes you don't. We're over there, right on the other side, which means that we have a really long way to walk. But it's very quiet, so we're going to go get something to eat.
So this is the 30-knot winds we were anticipating. How blowy is it for you? Look at the tree above. Barely a flutter. Unbelievable. So we're kind of stewing, walking along the seafront, looking for a gyros place. We've had a beer, so we're a little bit wobbly. Haven't been off the boat for days. Good morning. It's not that morning, it's lunchtime now actually. We were in Itea yesterday. So we spent the night in the little harbour marina, and it cost us €7.70, was it you paid this morning?
€7.70, yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good actually. We had water, which I believe you're supposed to pay €5 for, but yeah, nobody asked for money for water, so we didn't pay. Got one more stop to go. It's about 40 odd miles to the canal, so we need to stop kind of midway. But we're enjoying this wind we've got.
Yeah.
13, 14 knots?
Yeah, something like that. So we've got full sails out, we're on a close haul, and we're doing about 5 knots, something like that.
Well, we finally arrived. We dropped anchor a couple of hours ago. It's been so hot, absolutely stewing, so we've been kind of jumping in the sea. But unfortunately, there are some tiny little jellyfish, and lots of them. So we're a bit reluctant to jump in the sea, so we've kind of hosed off and showered off to cool off. We're in a quiet little bay. Got the nets up so you can't see very well, but it's very nice, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's good. 8:30 in the morning, we're just leaving this unnamed bay. We don't know actually what it's called. Stayed there overnight, very, very calm, just a light swell that didn't cause any issues. Quite deep to anchor, but close to the shore we were okay. And we're on our way to the Corinth Canal now. And we find it incredible that we're in the Gulf of Corinth. And we are surrounded by mountains, and we have got zero wind. And this has been like this now for a couple of hours. It's just unbelievable, really, that it can drop to nothing. So we're quickly approaching the canal now. We'll probably have to anchor outside.
Well, we're just over a mile away from the channel. Just radioed in.
Canal control, this is Lefkas Road.
Castro, this is Corinth Canal, do you copy?
Yes, I copy, over.
How many meters is the yacht?
10.68.
About the payment, do you pay cash or do you have agent?
We will pay cash, over.
Proceed half mile to the entrance at the north side and wait instructions at channel 11.
We are approaching half a nautical mile from the entrance at this moment. We'll stand by on channel 11, over.
Okay.
So they've just opened the canal for us. The road is now shut off and the yachts are going through. We're the last of the yachts. There's a great big catamaran in front of us. He's a bit huge, so we think he just goes a bit faster. Once we get through the canal, we have to pay at the other side, so we are travelling from west to east. And when we pay, we have to hand in all our paperwork documents and our e-tepi to prove that we're actually in Greek waters and we have paid to be there. We'll probably start closing it just as we come through. Start the process. How you doing? You keep your eye on the road. So you've got people on the bridge above. I'm just going to hold on a bit so I can wave to them when I come round. So you may not be able to see, but somebody's just done a bungee jump from the bridge. Just